This is a very beautiful controller, I have to say. Well, the craft finished. This thing took 12,000 seconds to craft in the S line. But it's done now. No people. Pretty late because I wanted to get the army crafted before streaming, and it was kind of stuck in the S lines for like 10 hours. And it's like finished 15 minutes ago or so. On the controller. Yeah, well, the rest of the thing is in here. So, Cloud said he would be coming here soon. So let me see. Okay, let's actually get rid of packets in the network first. Oh, we only have one. Is in here. Oh. Right, I have never built this, so we'll see how it goes. Dylan already went to sleep, so I think we're gonna set the automation up today, and then we will be decorating it tomorrow. Can I even have this entire thing in my inventory? Like I can, just barely. Right. Let's see where I want to place this. And now that I'm the one placing it, it's not gonna go in the basement, thankfully. I was thinking we have some like empty water space here. So we could have them maybe floating above the water or kind of half submerged. Half submerged could look kind of cool, like with the water flowing into the space time, but that's also a little weird. I think I'm gonna try like having it floating above. Enough place there for IF harmonies. This is only gonna have like the first 2 or 3 IF harmonies, and then we will have the larger area up here. But this is completely unbuilt, and we only have one for now. So having it in its like central location is much better, I think. Do we have an angle block, or do I have to build a superstructure? I should probably like try to center it, although the chunks are. Actually, there is exactly 3 chunks here. Let's see, about here maybe. Roughly try the middle point of the chunk. Like here, yeah. I wonder if this actually blows up in rain. That would be something. Blowing up your first Eye of Harmony because of rain. We don't have the technology to make our machines rainproof. Alright, does this just auto build? Just bit close, I think. I'm gonna move it one more chunk. Alright, that's what I was supposed to do anyways. Laggy. What is this? That would be. Wait, no. One chunk over. So here. All the achievements. There's Cloud. The man who actually knows how this damn thing works. Huh? Oh. I mean, look. So it needs 2 input hatches. Let's put them side by. Actually, let's put them top here. We need an enemy output hatch. Do you know why the correct achievements are always only when you pick it up instead of getting it? No. I haven't looked at the achievements at all. deal with it. I mean, not like you need the achievements for anything really. Data sticks where it used to be like tied to the achievements, so you could see the recipe in A. Nowadays, it's always shows it, so it doesn't really matter. That's not an output hatch. What else do we need? One input bus, one ME output bus. I guess the input bus is for like the planet. It can probably be a ULV one. Promising. See if it builds. There you go. I have harmony. Missing planet block. That's what I thought. Alright. Just to be sure, I'm gonna add a little lip here, so we don't accidentally blow it up to the rain. Right now. Oh, hello, Magic. Thanks for the 4 months. Prime gaming. Good timing though, with Eye of Harmony. In a long journey. But it is actually a lot faster than the old Stargate world. That was 9 months to Stargate, and that was only you and me there. So we've been like at least twice as fast. Hello, Valentine's. Yeah, there's the Eye of Harmony. It's formed. I have no idea how it works. I guess I should probably get some A2 in here. I'll grab some channels. That's not what I wanted. No, I think automating this is kind of like a solved problem already. We'll see what Cloud says. I might also try coming up with my like own spin on the automation. See if I can improve it. Mostly just so I can understand how to automate it. What? Oh,
Hello, hello.
I already built the thing. Now we just need to automate it.
Oh, nice. Where is it?
It's where the next fuel tower is.
Okay.
Or north of it in the water. Getting some channels there right now. Yeah, so I have no idea how to automate this.
The first, I mean, I did it with dummy patterns. The first tiers are not too bad. It gets a bit worse with the later tiers. And the very last tier is easy.
Yeah, because of the humongous hatches, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
So is this automation something that would be improved if I try? Or is this like a solved thing?
Probably. I mean, I just did, what I did was just an activity detector cover that auto-crafts a dummy pattern that just inserts a set amount of hydrogen and helium.
Yeah, so every time it shuts down and this is a recipe, then it just inserts a certain amount.
Yeah. Okay, so how this works is it sucks hydrogen and helium when it's not running a recipe. When it's running a recipe, it does not.
Read the tooltip here. So what happens if we just constantly feed it hydrogen and helium?
It will likely overfill, and then you lose basically all of the output.
Ah. Can you read this?
Yeah, so feeding it an exact amount is quite important.
Okay. Going by recipe requirement of hydrogen and helium as penalty on the yield and recipe chance. Okay, so yeah, we do have to control it pretty accurately. So what is the recipe we are doing with this though? Is it overboard or something else?
I mean, it doesn't really matter.
They all
We
give
want
the
to get the
same
quadria
stuff.
from it, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I guess let's just look at the one that gives the most to quadria then. We get the same amount of white dwarf matter for every tier 0 recipe. It's only
Okay.
the other materials that change. Oh yeah, and the stellar plasma also stays the same.
Far and asteroids is the only one that gives it at tier 0. Probably that then.
Okay. Do we have the HEE blocks?
What? Oh no. Oh no. Uh
We do not.
oh, crap. Well, you just did it in your single player, so you know how to get them, I guess. You just gotta like
Great.
explore the end, or
Yeah, I mean it's pretty easy. Just gotta get a biome compass and just fly to the islands. It's not that complex. Just gotta
let
know
me look at the other recipes we can do here. Oh, that's annoying. I think we have to configure a lot of the plasmas, or like the plasma yota tanks we have, to accept the fluids with high priority. And maybe even
Yeah, the
actually kind
plasmas
of
do become quite significant after a while. Like
yeah. So,
the deep dark recipe gives every plasma you need for exotic catalyst.
yeah, so we
So
have
you can
to we
just feed
have
off that.
all of the yota tanks. I think they're just missing yota hatches, and the yota hatches have to have overflow avoiding, I think. Or we just keep upgrading the yota tanks.
Yeah, I mean you can never have enough plasma.
I think they're 1 trillion right now, but that's gonna fill pretty fast. It looks like nothing really gives anything useful here, except for the far end asteroids. Gives the Quadria. It's probably worth getting this stuff. Are you
Oh
already
wait,
doing
it's
that?
actually
Or
only 10,000. That's very low.
the enriched Nakara is more important, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's 400k.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Right, so if you know where to find the stuff, can you go get the stack of blocks while
Yeah,
I make the
I
other
can
tanks?
do that.
Yeah.
I
I'm
just
gonna
don't
make
know
the
where
other
the end
tanks
portal is.
accept the plasmas here.
Just gotta tell me where the end portal is. I have no idea.
Oh,
I think it was on the first island, right?
it's in the middle of the ocean.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Let me share the waypoint. Somehow. Share? Yeah. It's actually in the middle of
Okay.
nowhere. It's not too far with Kravisu, so not bad. Oh wait,
Oh,
we
there
already
it
have
is.
Yota hatches on
Ah,
all of
that's
these,
fine.
so I just have to enable overflow avoiding all of these and increase the priority. Priority is gonna be a pain. I have to click 30 times.
Yeah. Setting priorities is quite annoying because you can't really copy that because each of them is unique.
Oh, I just give all of these 300, which is above all the fluid storage cells we have.
Oh yeah, then I guess you could copy that over.
Is there any way to copy it though?
Is it? Wait, what are you setting the priority of?
The Yota hatch.
That has priority.
Yes, you have to screw tribe rate. Goes up by 10
Oh, I
every
didn't
time
know
if
that.
you. Yeah.
I mean, if it was a fluid storage bus, you could have just
Yeah,
copied it over with the memory card. But if it's not, then yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
goes
going
up by
up
10
again.
every time you right click it. And
I mean,
our drive start at 256, so.
you could maybe use the Ring of Loki. That could work.
These are. Oh, actually, we don't have that though.
Oh,
We haven't done enough
unfortunate.
Titania. Yeah. Oh well, I'm already like halfway done. Too bad.
Oh, and Lewis made it so it can break blocks as well,
Ah, yeah, I saw that.
which is pretty cool. Oh, and he showed me how to do racks with it, quantum computer racks.
Ooh.
It was pretty
Like,
cool.
even
Like
inserting the
you could,
things?
yep, you can place arcane pedestals on top of hoppers pointing into the
Oh my
racks,
god, that's cursed. What?
and that works because they only accept one item at a time, and then you can just insert all the things you want to insert.
What if we just added like a pre-built rack, which already has the APUs and the cooling like kind of built into it?
Yeah, I mean, there is a quantum computer rework planned, but it's waiting on mutes,
Oh yeah,
like with liquid
as
cooling and
everything
stuff.
else.
Yeah, pretty much every new edition is just waiting on mutes. Okay, so how many of these planets do we want?
Uh, why are you asking me? I never had Eye of Harmony before.
I mean, I guess the tier 0 ones we won't have a lot of, but I'm just gonna grab like 3 stacks,
Yeah,
like with 3
fine.
blocks.
I think I'm gonna order some tier 7 cells here for all the plasmas, just so we never have to worry about them again. That's the
Oh yeah,
purpose of the
tier 7
priority
is
on
never gonna
top.
fill up.
The Eye of Harmony is output a lot of plasmas, so if we don't have the priorities high on the Yota tanks, the plasmas will go into our fluid storage cells, and we don't want that. We have dedicated tanks for them. Waiting for mutes, the fact that it's get updates for 2 years. That's not really true though, we've been getting a lot of updates. Alright, let's order some cells. This might be a pretty big craft. Do you think tier 7 is overkill? Is tier 6 enough for the plasmas?
Hmm. I mean, you don't get all of them is the issue. Oh, you mean tier 6 Yota cells?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought you meant tier 6 Eye of Harmony. No, whatever. I don't think we're ever gonna fill tier 6 or tier 7.
Yeah, tier 6 is 10,000 trillion.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna
It's
be
gonna
filled.
order like 20 of those.
I
We
mean, with
don't have
distilled
weapons.
water
Huh?
or something, you can feel that, but not with plasmas.
Something in them is using wetwares. Oh, of course, the recipe itself is using wetwares. God damn it. Even renamed wetwares. Ah, pain.
Oh wait, I just noticed. I forgot to mark where the end island is.
I guess it's the spawn.
Okay, yeah, that should work.
Alright, I have ordered the cells. Rid of all the wetwares. Yes, we consolidated all the circuits to use either BIOS, crystals, nanos, or opticals. Because it's annoying having to handle the growth catalyst when you can just like focus everything on making the BIOS.
I mean, you could do wetware SOC that also just uses bio instead of growth medium.
I guess. But that means,
But
well,
it is slow. It is slow.
yeah, and also all of our AALs are meant for BIOS. Making wetwares is about
Yeah, I mean,
100 times slower right now.
yeah, yeah.
BIOS are cheaper to use than wetware? Yes. BIOS, well, it's not really cheaper, but you are kind of want to scale them anyways. Because you want something for UAV that's not optical. So you might as well just like skip having wetwares at all. Because you will need the bio info anyways. This craft is going to take a while though.
Okay, I have the blocks.
Right?
Let's see.
Actually, but this craft is tiny. The hell?
We don't have enough ender glue. Okay, I'm gonna grab ender glue then.
Goo. Tiny planet. Do we have those?
Those are easy.
I have them in Warcraft. I'll make like 10. Is this stuck? Right now it's not stuck. Never mind. I'm the water mills, I think. Ah, yes. It's being bottlenecked by my 16,000 H3 motors pattern.
Just sub 1 tick things.
Yeah.
Those HV motors used to be real slow.
Yep. Oh, actually, yeah, true. I haven't even thought about it, but sub 1 tick is amazing for the compass. But there's a batch mode.
Yeah, I mean, previously you were limited to 1 stack per take, no matter what tier you're making.
I'm really better with the tier 0 planets, just do tier 1. The thing is, we kind of want English Nakoda out of it. And the
And tier
next
1
one that
is
we use
worse
is.
for White Dwarf Matter.
Yeah, that too. I didn't know that. But the next thing is tier 3 that gives English Nakoda. So
Tier 1 is worse because it has a lower success chance. And it's a longer recipe.
I should probably add Endstone. Endstone digital singularity before we run the Eye of Harmony. It's gonna make 200 million every time.
Yep. Gotta be careful with that. Like apparently the last tier 9 planet gives 4 billion stone dust in one recipe.
What?
That is kind of
Are
stupid,
those like
but
auto
why
generated or
not?
something?
Yep, they are. They are.
What else might be
Although I don't
here?
know why the tier 9 planets are auto-generated. They shouldn't be, but they are, apparently.
We have Nakoda here. No, it's probably added as well. It's actually very convenient that we can actually use the Eye of Harmony to kind of supplement the NAC line for NAC fuel. Okay, I think
Yeah, that
it's
is quite
generating
nice.
new chunks. The server is lagging. Probably because you're making new
I
chunks.
just did slash spawn.
Ah.
That's all I did.
Oh. Right. Anything else we make in large amounts here? All of this is already in bentonite. I think
Just
I might
void
want
it.
to add a, yeah, I'm gonna add a trashing filter here. There though. I guess I'll have the last one here be the trash. Why's my FPS so bad here? Isn't it that bad? Bentonite. To go. Anything else I want to trash here?
Yeah, stuff like Space RT and Grossular can just go, probably. And Sheelite as well.
Actually, all the like composite dusts, as they are not being fed into the ore processing, which processes them. I guess I could feed them there.
I
If we
think
need
it's not really
anything from
necessary.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
Because aluminum should it removed all of it. That should be all.
Okay. I have the planet. I put it into the controller.
Yep. I guess we can start with the automation you used, and I might figure out something new tomorrow.
Yeah, sure. I think could OC do this? Probably.
Yes, most likely, especially with like neutronium cells that it fills. Although that might not be precise enough. I guess it would like need a Yota tank or like a TFFT next to the thing.
Yeah, we need some way to measure an exact amount of fluid.
I actually don't know how much open computers can move in one tick. But if it might be possible to move like a whole 2 billion per like OC tick, so 4 times a second or 5 times. I'm gonna try that, I
But that's
think.
way more. That's way more than fast enough. The IF harmony only sucks the fluids once per second.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna try like with a full computer and then maybe try miniaturizing it into a microcontroller, which we can then just copy.
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, but now also we need wireless power.
How much does it use roughly? Like per tick?
Let's see. The first one doesn't use that much. If you don't overclock it, it's just a couple billion U per tick.
So we have roughly 60 billion kind of free power in the wireless right now, and we have 250 billion if we shut down the exotic mixing. We have enough catalysts to last for about a week. So for now, we can just do that.
Okay, the first recipe, like the one we are trying to run, only uses 27 billion U per tick.
Yeah, so we can run that permanently with exotic, or we can overclock it like a few times if we disable the exotic catalyst or scale it down. Right, the filters are set, so you'll be able to run it now. The recipe take like hours to finish if you don't overclock it.
Yep.
So maybe try. We have 307. Was it billion? Not billion. What's the P anyways? Beta EU. So we can try OCing it a few times. So it's a reasonable speed. Need timing again for the server restart. In for stacks. All right. And do some cleaning while Cloud is setting this up. Crystalline brains. Does it even useful for anything? Rubber boots.
Some magic stuff probably, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Get rid of these random slopes. We're never gonna use this.
Well, we can cancel the EOH craft now, right? It's done.
Yes, yes, yes. Random heavy duty plates. Options and tungstons we don't need anymore. That should be enough trash for now. It'll be interesting to see how we decorate this tomorrow with Delano.
Yeah, I can't really help you with that.
Yeah.
That's up to you.
We need tanks to collect planet blocks. We have the infinite oxygen supply. Right. So I do. I just set up like a normal automation subnet that does the thing. Or how should
Yeah, and
the
how much does this need? 1 billion, right?
I
Per
don't know.
recipe.
I should probably upgrade the other tanks storing the helium and hydrogen. They're on at one. Okay, there might be a little problem. You're out of
Well, what is
hydrogen.
it? Oh, that's not great.
That's a little problematic.
Oh lord. I mean, we
All
could
right.
just pump it.
Yeah. We still only have space pumping module mark once. That's probably the reason. Let me go disable the hydrochloric LCR. I think that's taking it all. And for a new SE test for IF harmony stuff, yeah, I think we need that. Yeah, this ammonia. It's even running. Don't run. That help a little bit with the hydrogen. That's not. Like, we are gaining about 20 million per second, but it's getting eaten up by something. The sulfuric acid use hydrogen. No. A little problematic. I can change a few of the pumps we have to do hydrogen, sort of like oil.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Definitely have to craft more or better pumps even. Probably afford Mark IIIs now, right?
Not yet. Needs eternity, I think.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Oh well, Mark IIs are 4 times as fast.
Yeah, 4 times exactly.
I pump ammonia with quite fast speed. That is true. We just had the MCR, so I've been upgrading it as we are kind of limited on the module slots. Oh well, we used to be, not anymore. Okay, helium is full. Helium-3 and deuterium. I kind of don't want to get rid of those. What can I get rid of? Well, this is suck. Yes. All right, liquid air. All of these are running. And awkward getting rid of any of them. I guess that xenon we can revert. Why is that running even? I guess it's just stockpiling. Version. Oh no. Oh no. I just clicked on output
so
P2P.
oh,
Break everything.
so should the automation just be on the face of the IF harmony for now?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see any other place to put it.
Right, we're getting 6 million liters of hydrogen on now again, or more. That's probably not going to be enough. Especially because I broke this damn thing. It actually break our entire hydrogen supply. Oh no. I think
Okay, this is increasing quite quickly. Don't think we're gonna need more pumps than that.
this pump isn't even inputting though.
Okay, wait, so what did you shut down?
Good question.
Yeah, that would be quite important to know.
There should be one unlinked hydrogen output now. I think it's this one. I see it somewhere. Oh wait, no, what? That's the portal. I got baited by the waypoint. Uh, there's the P2P. Let's make sure that it's all actually going in now. Isn't even the right SE. This. Yeah. Okay, hydrogen is being pumped into the thing now. Okay, I'm not sure where the P2P was. Wait, there's something. I'll fly around and try to find the thing I disconnected. That looks
Yeah, that is
like,
quite annoying. When you disconnect something, you just can't find what it was,
yeah.
and then you
Like
find out like
I'm
days
not sure
later.
why the thing doesn't have the banners anymore. It used to have them, and we updated to the newest version, which does have them, and it just doesn't work. It's like the commits are fake. Okay, I found the thing it was
Oh,
linked
weird.
into. It was linked into
Oh, that was
nothing.
fast.
I mean, the better
Great.
P2P does tell you where it is, so. Yeah, it was one of the old chem area P2Ps. Alright. Not even using the flat dual interface. Just
Yeah, I don't know. You could use it, but meh.
not even symmetrical.
Yeah, this is not going to be symmetrical. No way.
Not.
I don't know, man. I don't think it can be symmetrical.
We kind of make it like go from bottom to top instead of like on the side. It'll be symmetrical. I guess
Yeah,
I can
I can
modify this.
explain what this is supposed to be in the
But
like
like
how
have
this is
it
supposed to
like
work.
this. Maybe.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Name this hydrogen and this will be here. Find them. Okay.
Yeah, that was a short lag.
Oh, you got the thing.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, right. Could fit there. Yeah, but we can't connect these. Those are gotta be separate.
If only there was a way to keep two different cables separate.
If only.
If only there was a thing that didn't need cable anchors.
I mean, cable anchors work as well.
They do, but using uncarved flux cable is annoying most of the time. Okay, so what is this interface to storage bus? Is that for
Okay, so
output?
what happens here
Oh,
is
what is that? The dummy pattern?
yeah, actually, I don't think this is needed in the first place because what happens here, what I'm trying to do is I have this chest, an insert only storage bus,
Oh,
which
it's just
will
this.
contain the dummy item. And the dummy item will not be extracted from the chest. It will start to craft, and then once the recipe starts to run, it will get a redstone signal from the activity detector cover, and then cycle the item, finishing the recipe, and then waiting for the Eye of Harmony to stop again. And once it's stopped, it will
Ah,
reorder the recipe.
do we need this controller? Is this more than 8 channels?
I mean, it looks like Looks like it. Because this still needs, wait, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, there you go. Got your cable anchor as well. Actually, that could even be quartz.
Yeah, that is quite a small subnet.
What are we missing here? I guess the redstone itself.
Need a crafting storage and a discretizer as well. And the fluid storage bus on mainnet feeding the fluid.
Ah, yeah. Okay, let me do that. I guess you mean the P2Ps.
Oh no, I mean, this is gonna work on requesting stuff, right? Like this is gonna work via dummy crafts.
Ah,
So it has to see the fluids.
isn't that the dual interface here?
Yeah, this subnet with the controller does not know, like
Ah,
does not know about the fluids in the mainnet.
okay.
It has
I
to
see.
have a storage
Okay.
bus.
I see what you mean. Relax, bye. I guess
Yeah,
the
weird.
server restart is in 20 minutes, so it's been up for 24 hours. Right.
There it is. Yeah, now it sees everything.
Now I
Yeah,
want
5
I
billion
want to
hydrogen
move
already.
this.
Yeah, I mean you can, as long as they're connected.
Yeah, I like that my setup's compact. It's just like that's
Okay,
isn't
but
that
wait a
much
second.
prettier?
Wait a second.
Hmm?
How are we gonna get redstone signal out of there?
Right.
We need one side free.
Wait. So you need to get redstone signal to extract something with it from the chest, right?
Yeah, both to extract something from the chest and to start the craft.
Start the craft. How does it start the craft?
What do you mean? It has to order it, right? Somehow.
Okay. Well, there's some curse techniques. We're gonna have to move the output hatch though. But give me a moment. I'm gonna put the output hatch here instead.
Yep. I picked it up.
On the
Oh wait, but this
okay.
won't work with it. Oh, do you want to run it through here? Oh god.
Yes.
Oh god.
There you go.
Jesus. That is actually cursed.
Yep. That's what I use for the universal automation as well. In the fluid solidifiers. Just need to soldering iron the thing. I mean, check it with the lamp.
There.
Yeah, it works. So it doesn't need to be inverted or not. It was looking more and more cursed by each moment. What do you mean? It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
I
It is
guess the
absolutely beautiful.
pumps need quite a large, or the tanks need a pump on them, right? Make them faster.
Mm.
I guess it doesn't matter. It's only 1 per second.
Usually I don't even have the tanks here. I just I don't even use dual interfaces in my setup. But in this case it's fine because we are not going over 2 billion fluid for this craft.
Oh yeah,
It
I
is
see.
gonna be a problem later, but for now it's fine.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be figuring out like my own way of doing it. So want to get this thing running.
Yeah. Okay. So
It's beautiful.
Does this have to be inversed or not?
So
I
if it's
don't remember.
inverted, then it's
Let's
gonna
think
have
about it.
redstone if it's off.
Which does make sense because that has to
Yes.
order the craft, right?
Yes. How do you order something on a redstone signal? Export bus?
Yeah, export bus crafting card. That's the only way.
Yeah. Okay. So you can
Okay,
place
but
the
how
export
do we
bus.
connect it?
Here.
Here.
It does get the redstone signal. Oh wait, no, it's in the subnet, right?
Yeah, it needs to be on the subnet.
Yeah, so that works.
But we need another side of the.
Or is it
the
easier to
chest.
just move the chest?
Yeah, we should move the chest. We need two sides that have access to redstone. Yeah, that should be better. Okay,
Where's the
export
storage
bus on the
bus?
bottom. Oh, that was the wrong way. So this gets a redstone signal.
Yes,
Does
it
this really
does.
work?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
That's how I do it in my universal.
Okay, so the way I cycled the item back was with conduits. So I guess we'll just do that here as well.
Where does item go? Oh, right,
Into
it
the
goes back in the
interface.
mainnet, right?
No, back into the subnet.
Ah,
Into the blue one. Back into the chest, basically. It just has to cycle through once to finish the
wait.
craft.
Wait.
So it needs to go into the interface somewhere.
Wait. Where's the pattern itself? Oh, right. Does it need a dual interface on the subnet? Oh.
Oh yeah, we
I,
are forgetting one subnet. We're missing a subnet. We are missing a complete subnet. We need yeah, these fluid storage buses have to be somewhere else. These have to be on subnet. Which then accepts the fluids from this subnet. And then the P2P subnet puts them into the hatches themselves.
what do we have on the bottom side here?
Nothing.
Ah.
Simple as that. So we need
Can
another
we
column.
share the white subnet then? Move the tanks up by
We
one
could.
block.
We could, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Oh,
We have 10 minutes.
okay.
These are both
Yeah, so
called
we need.
hydrogen.
So we need. Do you have the white cables?
Yes. A bit.
Okay, we need two dual
Now we have two
interfaces
heliums. Damn it.
missing.
It cables goes here. It's this cable anchor again.
We do need one, or? Oh,
Why do we need an
no,
anchor?
it's different colors.
Yes.
I
Do
use
you not
standard cables so rarely that I
Yeah,
just
we have them.
just
I don't
not
think
use
we have
those.
any flux cable unless we like need it to connect to multiple different colors.
Okay, yeah, so this is where the pattern goes. And I'll just make the pattern right now.
Yeah.
What should the dummy item be?
Probably the planet block.
But then I have to make another one.
Oh right. A fluid drop.
Okay, cosmic neutronium. It is.
I guess
Okay.
these fluid storage buses should also be filtered, right?
Yeah, probably. I mean, they don't necessarily have to be, but it's better.
It's not even linked. Right now it is linked. It's just server's lagging again.
Okay, so we have the glorious pattern. Oh no, wait, we can't. I don't think we can do drops because it thinks the drop is a liquid.
Oh, true. Honey drop.
Okay.
It's an item.
All right. Why not? Okay, here
It
it
gives us
is.
the sweet
Search.
nectar of white dwarf matter.
Okay, we're getting closer. So now, okay, I don't think this works. I don't think this would trigger the conduit.
It does.
Does it?
Yes, I'm
We'll see.
using this exact thing. That's
Let's see,
exactly
do I
how I
need it
have it
there?
on my universal.
Oh no, no, it's fine.
Uh, I apologize, but we need another conduit here.
All right. Okay. Okay,
This is
so
the
this has to
cyan.
be on without signal. Yeah, and then we need a crafting card and a redstone card.
Do we
This
need
should be
this dual
set
interface
to
at the bottom
with
here?
signal.
This connection needed.
I don't think so, actually. It just needs to see the fluids.
Yep,
That's all.
I'm moving it. Yeah, because I can now move this output tag back to the middle as well. But you slowly, that's more. Your magnet is stronger than mine.
My magnet is more ancient.
Hello, Omega. You are seeing some cursed IF Harmony automation. I mean, it's compact. That's what matters.
Okay, I mean, one thing, this would keep cycling it over and over. I don't think we want that. So what I did was I put down a pulse former and then a repeater to trigger this conduit once. But I mean, we could let it cycle as well. It doesn't really matter. Because if the redstone signal turns off, it will constantly cycle it.
Yeah, I see. I see. I had the same problem with my universal. So, what's the condition that we want to like, or when do we want to have it extracted?
When
Only
it
when the
turns
thing is
off, it should extract once.
okay, but it inserts it automatically every time.
I mean, what I did was just a pulse former. That makes it a very short pulse, and then a repeater to make it longer, so that
Would it be
the
even easier to
conduit.
just have two chests and just have the um, inverted condition on the conduit between them? So it puts it back in the one chest, and then when the recipe finishes, it cycles it back in the original chest. That work?
Probably. I mean, all it has to do is finish the recipe once this turns off. That's the goal here. Because this turns off when the IF harmony starts running. So then it doesn't have to do anything with hydrogen and helium because
Yeah,
it's waiting
yeah.
for the next cycle.
Uh, so does it? It inserts the item in the white subnet, right?
No, it doesn't. The item does not go anywhere. The item stays in this chest because the storage bus is on insert only.
I mean, we can just if it works right now, it's just gonna cycle. Then it's probably easier for me to see like what's happening and how we can fix that. So just let it cycle for now.
Okay. Okay, so I mean, it all comes down to. Oh, we do need this here. Oh, wait a second. Wait, what? Shouldn't it be cycling right now?
Um,
But it's not. Or is it too fast to see?
no, that shouldn't be the case. Oh, weird.
Because technically it doesn't have a redstone signal, so it should be extracting the item, right?
Yep. If we disable this signal thing, always active. Now it's still not extracting. If we
Oh, weird.
oh
Does it
no, it
not
is
like
cycling.
the
It is
small
cycling.
interface?
It's yeah.
It is?
If you try moving it,
Oh, lag.
yeah.
Oh, I mean, for me, it just stays in place. Doesn't. Oh, that's what you mean. If you place it in a different slot, it cycles back.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it is just too fast to see. And now it shouldn't be.
No, it isn't yet.
Okay, good. So this should work then.
Yeah. Right. I guess we
Wait,
just need
I need to
the.
figure one more thing. Gotta configure the export bus. Active
Oh
with
right.
signal and do not use stocked items. Okay, so it should be ordering it now.
We do have 15 billion hydrogen and 1 trillion helium, so not ordering it quite yet. Good timing.
Oh, server restart.
Yeah.
I should probably place a different terminal. There is no dual terminal, right? Just a pattern one.
Yeah. Nothing that can see both unless you use like a wireless, which is a little funky.
Yeah, that's that's a bit. That's not what we want to achieve here. So like this, it should see the honey, right?
Yep.
It does not. Oh, right. Of course it doesn't.
Wrong subnet.
Of course
Wait,
it
no.
doesn't. No, it's fine because it's an insert only. That is fine. It
Oh,
cannot
yeah.
see it. But the expert bus should be working, but it's not. I guess we'll figure that out once
Well,
the server restarts.
yep.
But yeah, this should work.
Mm-hmm. And the later tiers gives the humongous hatch, which makes it easier because why?
Because then you don't have to do any auto crafting anymore. Because if you're running the deep dark recipe, it requires 10 billion of both, and the humongous hatch has 2 billion capacity. So it just
Yeah.
fills up to 10 billion and starts the recipe immediately.
Ah, yeah. Okay. So if I guess the same would happen as well if the thing matched perfectly, but the input hatches are always like weird sizes, so it doesn't
Yeah,
match.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
And the humongous is not a weird size. That's why it works so well.
For the bathroom, I'll be back in 1 minute. Server is back up.
Yes. Okay, so why is this not ordering?
I try ordering like manually. See if it works that way.
Oh, it says it's missing hydrogen and helium. Oh, the discretizer is missing, that's why.
Ah, so we have a free spot over here.
Do you have it?
Oh.
Okay.
I do. Oh,
Too
I actually
late.
have it in my inventory. Never mind. Okay, it
Oh, wait,
ordered it.
what happened?
It went in there.
Oh, wait, something happened.
Huh? Why?
Why does it see the items now? Wait, am I... What? Oh, no, okay. It just says the mods of the fluids. Okay, I was a bit confused there.
Yeah. Yeah, but the 1 billion went in.
Yeah, this should work. I mean, these quantum tanks are a bit slow, but I guess they are also hatch limited. I don't think the UMV hatches can pull the
No, they
fluid
can
much
take
faster.
4 times faster.
I mean, I guess we could place UED pumps on the tanks.
About twice as fast. Great that you don't even see
And
it in the input hatch ever.
this still looks weird. It should be going in batches of 30 million, right? But it's going in batches of like 10 million. Whatever.
Did it start?
Oh no, we have to turn it on. Lag, and yeah, now we have the renderer going, and the craft is finished. Yep.
Holy lag, man. What the fuck? FPS dropped by like 10.
And that
Oh
is with
god.
one. That is with one.
Oh god.
I mean, you can disable the animations with a screwdriver, and
I
that will
think we
probably
should.
be
Well,
necessary.
that did actually eat 30 peta EO on the wireless.
Yeah, at once.
Yeah.
And then you
That's
get
gonna run for
the
5
output.
hours now. Well, okay. That's the stream. My farmer is automated.
Oh wait, no, something is fucked.
Hmm? Did we order it? It did.
It reordered it like 3 times. I think this is a bit fucky with the export bus. I think its little
Oh,
report
it's
says,
because the redstone
but it
updates only
shouldn't.
every 4 ticks. There's the same problem as I had with my universal, actually, that you have to hold the redstone signal.
Okay, so how do we fix that?
Uh, Good question. Let me clean some trash first. That's what the chat wants. That is a tool forger. Alright, cake. Yep.
Very important.
Alright, look at this interface.
Great, great naming.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Faders off. Alright,
Wonderful
that
name
gives me
there.
FPS. Me power. Alright, alright. Thirty FPS next to this. It's laggy. Alright, so I Yes, we don't have to do the dummy pattern or dummy item if we use the microcontroller that already moves the fluids.
Yeah, I mean, all you have to do is just move the fluids into the hatch at the right time.
Yeah. So isn't this going to void like a crap ton now?
I mean, yes, next recipe cycle. Because now it's not doing anything. It's just the fluids are just sitting in the hatch and doing nothing.
Yeah.
So we have 5 hours to fix it. Yeah,
5
so
hours
the issue here is that it doesn't update frequently enough if you do it as microblocks.
And I think it's a micro block problem. It's just the item conduits and the redstone are desynced in their like update ticks. So there can be some ticks where it doesn't update the state of the machine controller and propagated that to the redstone itself, where the item conduit can still extract. I had the exact same problem with my fluid solidifier automation. It's just Chinese
Yeah, so how did
break
you-
I have harmony controller to generate power. That is a bug, and we are not going to be doing that.
Yeah, I saw that. Someone is like breaking the structure over and over because the power calculations are done at the start.
Yeah, so dumb. This is supposed to take 5 hours anyways. Like, this makes like what 7 ingots of the dwarf matter?
8, I think.
8. Wow, huge.
I mean, you don't need that many for the next year, to be fair.
Oh, is it like bolts or something you need?
Yeah, it's 2 bolts per block.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Oh,
you need
like, can you skip
34.5
tiers
ingots.
or like?
We
Yeah, I
can.
think you can skip
Yes.
tiers. Is there any point though?
I mean, if you OC the hell out of it, then yes, it's a lot faster if you just skip everything. But
What if you
without
make an Eye of
OC,
Harmony museum with every single tier?
I mean, you have to. I mean, you still have the blocks. You don't recycle the blocks. They just
Yeah.
stay. You can do that, of course. Just gotta craft up the rest. And yeah, you can break that.
Should I?
But if you break it, it's gonna be different.
Different? Different how?
I mean, if you want to find out, then break it and place it back down.
I think I want to do that. Hello, YouTube. What do you mean, hello, YouTube? YouTube actually can't see chat unless I speak it out loud. Is the planet larger than the sun it's orbiting? Because Eye of Harmony things. That is actually a very good question, though. Why is the sun
The
so
star
small?
grows. The star
Oh.
grows with each tier. Like
I see.
the deep dark recipe. In the deep dark recipe, the star is quite large.
Oh, the BSL Blue
But you
mode.
also have a
Wait.
lot more.
There was 2 redeems, BSL Blue mode and the shaders off. I went with the shaders off first, and I saw that first. I guess I'm gonna have to do the BSL Bloom after shaders, or the shaders are back on. Or wait 6 minutes. I want to see the render with BSL Bloom. You'll see it still. Alright, let's see. Is it worth... I guess we would try something else than item conduits. Let me see what options we might have. Okay, so it reordered things because it cannot reorder things as
Cycle
long
too
as
quickly.
the crafting storage has the thing like in there.
Yeah, exactly. So what happened is the conduit cycled the item and then the export bus reordered immediately.
Can we add another dummy item that goes into the white subnet? And then we can have a level detector, a level emitter, and checking if there's one item in there, and emitting redstone in that case. And then recycle the thing using that instead. Oh, wait, no, but it also finishes the thing. That wouldn't work. I guess we do have to tie it to the activity cover.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way to know whether the multiplock is running or not. I mean, I don't know if open computers can do that. Probably.
But can't we? We have to do that? Can't we just like preload all the helium and hydrogen for the next recipe while it's running into the tanks?
Nope. It doesn't
Why?
accept it.
Into the tanks, I mean.
Oh, into the tanks, you mean?
Yes.
And then
Then we can have a level emitter checking the amount of fluid in the
okay, so, but the
tanks,
problem
and
with
then when the fluids run out, then it only cycles the item. Because it cannot insert the fluids while the thing is running.
yeah, that could work. But the question is, I haven't used the A2FC fluid level emitters. The EC2 ones didn't work like that. The EC2 ones only updated when AE moved the fluid around. So I don't know if the A2FC ones are different. Like this wouldn't, like this tank pushing into the
Okay,
hatch would not have
we
been
can
detected by the EC2 ones.
do the same thing. Okay, it's gonna be a fairly large rework, but we can do the same thing as I used with the universal and treat the fluids as items. And then we have to switch the quantum tanks to be quantum tank force, because the packet decoder actually cannot decode it if it cannot insert it anywhere. So it would fill the tank, and then it sees it's fine, and it cycles it again. Oh, but no, it's gonna be too fast. That won't work. We'll try to load like twice. Hmm. I have to think about this a little bit more, I think. I've been running for 5 hours now. I guess if we preload the correct amount of helium here, it's gonna be running for 10 hours. And that's enough time to sleep. So we can just leave it running for now like this. We'll try again
Okay,
tomorrow.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, we can do that, yes.
Like the casing? Oh, let's see. Why do I only have 3 full hearts for the memes? I used Ether X word to get rid of the 7 hearts. How does automation work? There's like a dummy pattern that cycles the fluids in precise amounts into the tanks. But I think I'm gonna come up with my own design for this. See if I can improve it and make it a bit simpler.
Yeah, this is a bit of a weird version because my design uses even more dummy items, a dummy item to order other dummy items because you cannot fit more than 2 billion fluid into a pattern.
Yeah.
So you have to
I
have a
don't
dummy item order others.
I don't think OC can move more than 2 billion per operation, but that shouldn't be a problem. Because
Yeah,
you can
that's
keep a
completely
count of
fine.
how much you have moved.
Yeah, and I mean you have a lot of time to move the fluid, so it's not like that's a problem.
Yeah. I'm gonna be trying that tomorrow then. At some point.
Okay, so do we
Although
just
yeah, I think we
besides
just
fluid amounts?
manually fill this for now.
Okay, then yeah, just cancel it.
Except how do we we empty this?
Okay, so I mean we can
I
just
guess we
break
just
the
take
tanks
out
and then
take the tank and dump it in the fluid terminal.
yep, sure.
Be careful, don't break the casing.
A structure check is surprisingly slow, so
Okay.
there would be enough time.
The DDPF is instant.
Yeah, that is weird. Okay,
I could
so I'm also
try
gonna
hot swapping
take
a
it
thing
out.
and it just stops. Annoying.
Yeah, I tried multiple times, but never managed to do it.
Hello, MC term. Yeah, there's the Eye of Harmony I was talking about yesterday. Alright, timer run out. Let's do the BSL Bloom and see how the damn thing looks. I don't think the render's gonna change. Actually, in a way, it does. The Bloom is like a post-effects filter. It actually might turn like completely white.
Oh, you have a different planet than me. I have a brown one.
What?
A different planet's orbiting for me. You have a blue planet orbiting it. I have like a brown rock color one.
Oh. Weird. Alright. How the god rays are coming in through the thing. Looks so weird. Alright, VSL Blue mode. What the hell? Like an oil lake. Okay, the planet is pitch black. Oh no, it's a black hole in the middle. The hell?
Black hole generator for real.
15 FPS. Great. Why is my FPS so bad when looking directly down? Huh?
It may be because of the water interaction. Could that be?
Oh, yeah, possibly. Like my FPS goes down by 10 if I'm standing on this. Actually, try that. Come to the middle here. And stand on the sun and, like, look next to it so
Oh,
you're not
I
looking
get
at the block.
freezes.
Yeah, so
I get
if I look
freezes when flying
if,
into here.
if I look at the thing, my FPS drops by 10. But if I look past it, my FPS is kind of fine.
Oh yeah, same. Like if the
Hell?
sun itself is not on screen, then I have like 30 FPS or a bit higher, 35. But if I look at it, it's 20.
Okay, yeah. Okay, these sky rays, god rays look so interesting with BSL Bloom. What the hell? Actually trippy.
But yeah, I think the main issue with this is, Colin said that the skybox is being re-rendered every tick or something.
Huh. Oh,
So
like
that's probably the
the
laggy
Eye of
part.
Harmony skybox?
Yep.
Hmm. That doesn't sound very optimized. Is this a static thing? Oh, what the hell? Training inside our simulated universe. Do you
I
know
think
if this
that's silly.
explodes from rain? Eye of
I sure
Harmony?
hope it doesn't.
I mean, I did cover it, but like,
It might. I don't know.
do we want to try? I think we
We
want to
can't
try
place the
that.
controller on top. That is a possibility.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hmm.
previously there was a bug that if you place the controller like on the bottom, it would just destroy itself.
What?
You would run a
Why?
recipe and it would just disappear.
Huh? What? Most stable multi. I mean, that's
Yeah,
still not
funny
as bad
things.
as the PA, the one patch or version where
Oh
PAs
yeah, when
ate the
the
machine.
machines recycled
Yeah.
themselves.
That was a fun thing to find out when you're like logging into your server after an update. Every
Everything's
single
just dead.
macerator, every single arc furnace, every single fluid extractor just deleted themselves. Your graphic card dying?
Fun
No, I just
times.
have DSL Blue mode on. It's like a channel rename for 10 minutes. Right, so we can
Okay,
probably
so
do
all the
this,
fluid
yeah.
is empty.
So they just disable the crafting card and manually order it once more.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah, I'm just gonna place the tanks back then.
A microcontroller would definitely be easier, so you would only have to supply the fluids and it takes care of the rest.
Oh, it already did it.
Oh, oh, I think
Or
it
what?
was. What? I think
What
the
is going on?
crafting was queued. It was
Yeah, but
waiting
it's a
for.
weird amount.
Oh,
It's a really weird amount.
oh, I think.
Okay,
Oh, right,
whatever.
right, right. And so it inserted the two recipes, and then it started the third one, but it couldn't insert everything, so it stored it in the dual interface. So when you place the tanks, then it could fill the rest.
Yeah, probably. I think you have one.
Using open computers might also work. To check state if iFarm is running and the insert fluids. Yeah, it would work, but I don't think you even have to check for the state, as it's not that as much the state of it that like prevents the insertion, but more the exact amounts. With with a microcontroller, we can like keep a running tally of how much we have inserted, and then we can just like maybe have a redstone signal that tells it that okay, we did in fact complete a recipe or start a recipe. We can figure that out tomorrow.
Okay, yeah,
Doing-
this looks good.
Yeah, that's fine. So that's gonna be running for 10 hours.
I mean, so technically we could order another recipe and just to be safe, because the fluids will be stored.
True. And well, I guess I can also just come restart the thing when I wake up tomorrow. But I guess if you
Yeah,
can
that
reorder it
also
once
works.
more, then it's gonna be running for 15 hours. And then I will be back already from the dentist. So,
I mean, I think it looks like there's some hydrogen and helium stuck in the crafting storage.
huh? Right.
But I mean, it would have space, so I don't really get what is happening here. But no, wait a sec. I don't think we can order another batch because it would just enter the tank and would mess up everything.
Oh. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. If we were using decoders, then we could, and smaller tanks.
Yeah, smaller tanks would be necessary. But I mean, 10 hours is fine for now, I guess.
Yeah.
Even if it's not running for like, I don't know, a couple hours, it should be fine.
Yeah. Then I guess we need to upgrade to basically every single AL and normal aslan we have before ordering the next tier. Otherwise, it's gonna take another 30 hours to craft.
I mean, we could craft one of each block for now because we have to scan them.
Oh, yeah, true. Although with the new
Yeah, I'm gonna
scanners,
do
it only
that.
takes about 10 hours to scan, but yeah. Oh, that's China.
Yeah, but crafting
We have
them
the Eye of
just
Harmony
take a bit.
going here. Now it's pink. This
Oh
is
man, or the
this is
multi-tools.
definitely pretty easy to decorate. Like it almost decorates itself, I feel, for the most part. The shape is very like to work around with the new slopes.
But I think the tier 6 fluid cell blocks might be stuck
Great.
because they still haven't finished.
Oh yeah, they definitely should have finished already. Oh, I see why. God damn it. I
Data stick?
switched the wet squares to UHVs, no, BIOS, and I put 1 instead of 4.
Oh.
Okay, let me
Oh,
empty every single aslan we have. I keep doing this to myself.
pain. Pain.
A multiple that looks like looks nice, not very New Horizons like turned into a box. Well, that's kind of unfair. All the late game multis do look nice, including the DPF.
Yeah, I mean, I think people are just making good looking multis now because the bad looking ones are just not going to be popular at all.
Yeah. The people here means me and Colin. Say another multi that's been added that's like made by someone else.
I mean, Steelix did the QFT,
Yes, the structure.
but that looks a bit, yeah,
Yeah, I
The
tried salvaging
TFT
it
is a
with the
bit iffy.
textures. I did the textures for that as well. All right.
I mean, yeah, there haven't really been any other significant late game multis, I feel. I mean, the Plasma Mixer, I guess.
Yeah, but that's also common. Pain, emptying all of this.
Yeah, I mean, lately, everything has been just like, don't add new stuff, wait on mutes. Like,
Yeah,
everything
pretty
has been
much.
cancelled because of mutes. It is a bit annoying.
Timer's up. I
Whatever.
can switch to normal and see what I'm doing here. Add bios instead of emptying. Honestly, yeah, that's probably better. I don't have enough. So I have to. Guess I can just add it here. What even is that coolant amount? Why does the tier 6 need 46,080 liters of IC2 coolant? Huh,
46,008?
80.
Oh, and that's 320 ingots. That does make sense. Oh, it's coolant.
Ingots
I
of
guess it shouldn't
coolant.
be in ingots.
Yeah, ingots of coolant isn't something that's a thing.
Coolant ingots, let's go.
Would you have to cool them down in a vacuum freezer?
No, let's just let's just make ingots of dry ice or something.
Does there need to be
Just
just
freeze
ice
CO
ingot?
cool.
Just call it coolant ingot.
No, technically that's true. I guess technically space-time ingots are coolant ingots as well.
Oh yeah, with their
If you
0
think about it.
kelvins. Space time in work being 0 Kelvin. How big is the largest Jota cell? It's like 21 zeros
It,
or something.
yeah, it's impossibly large to fill.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 24 zeros. Whatever the number is.
It better
You
be one
said,
Iota.
how big is the digital fluid similarity?
About 4 tier 7 fluid cells.
Okay, so pretty small.
Yeah, way smaller.
And
Oh yeah, it
TFFT
is
compared to
one.
Yotas? No. I think its scaling is a lot slower. But like even the highest tier Yota tanks are gonna be ridiculous. It's massive. Here's this thing called TFF. What are the TFFT cells called?
Fluid cells, I think. No, wait. TFFT storage field blocks.
Oh.
The first tiers scale rather
Yeah,
badly,
so the
but the
highest
last
tier
tiers skyrocket.
has 6 zeros in it, or 6 times 3, so 18 zeros. So it's a million times smaller. But like, this is still ridiculous.
Yeah, you were never gonna fill this either. You're not filling any of these.
Why can you store septillions of liquids? Because having 10 tiers with 100x scaling every tier is going to do that. Are my BioWares finish?
But yeah, the
Oh,
tier 10 Yacht
wait.
tank cell does
Ah,
store
crap.
1 Yoda liter.
All these stabilization things are gonna bottleneck my BioWares.
Oh,
So that means the ALs are gonna be stuck forever unless they empty it completely.
I mean, I guess
I
the
guess
BIOS require less steps, so they should be done first.
but it's bottlenecking the binding machines, I think.
Yeah, I mean that's all the BIOS need. Because once that's done, everything else is just
I guess. It's
AAL
taking
or
so long.
L.
Uh, the problem here is that the bending machines are kind of lazily automated with just one image test. I'm gonna go check on it. They built some kind of bypass system, and it's really hard to make like prioritized autocrafting. Really, I don't think it's even possible without a lot of like open computers or something. Very feasible. Why are you stuck? Not stuck. It's just slow. Actually going? Yes, it is. You can see we are gaining energy. Why is this even taking so many of this? Also, people kept telling me that the component assembly lines are going to be like a large bottleneck, but we're giving them 1 amp or like 140 billion EU, and it's not even the bottleneck for anything. Are people actually just that impatient?
Pretty much. I mean, I had 8 in total for
Yeah, we have
Stargate,
four.
and it was
Four
enough.
running at 33 billion.
I mean, I had them running at 8 trillion each, but it was
Yeah.
enough. That was
Yeah.
without sub 1 tick as well.
We're going to have about 20 or so, maybe 40, running at possibly 50 billion, 500 billion each, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, that should be fine. I mean, how I did it was like order like 10 million UIV conveyors or something, and then just let it run overnight.
Yeah. Yeah, overnight is OP. How good is Cloud's infra compared to Ballers? I can
Well,
tell.
compared to this, it's better for now. For now,
Would you say ours is like more scalable?
yeah, definitely. Mine is old. It was never. It never even was intended for this scale, right?
Yeah.
It was intended for the first Stargate,
Would you say
which
like the
was
mega autocrossing area is already like better than what you had for Golan things? If assuming we upgraded
oh
with
yeah,
matches.
definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I had like I don't know what, like 4 bending machine PAs in
Yeah.
total. That was it.
Yeah, like 96 each. All right, I think it's finished
Yeah,
now. Give me my
things
bios.
have changed.
All right, bios are going. So I should be getting them soon.
Yeah,
I
BIOS
did
should easily
see,
finish.
yeah, they do have dedicated AELs though. But some people did criticize like your Stargates in that you've had years of like buffering energy and materials.
Yeah,
And
but I
like,
mean, if you think about it, I did not have access to the new content, right?
yeah,
What
you
was
don't
I
have to like
buffering
fix
then?
this
Like
thing.
nothing.
Well, you were buffering energy from Dysons and things like that. But that's the only thing. But then again,
Yeah,
with
but I
exponential scaling, that's not gonna matter
yeah,
with IO
exactly.
harmony
It's like
power.
nothing.
So yeah,
It got immediately dwarfed by Harmony. And I only had like 10 Dysons. I did not go crazy like people now do. I've
yeah.
seen people have like 60 Dysons.
Ramsey had 70 trillion from Dysons, which is just
Yeah,
and bio
that is
sucks.
painful.
Not yet. Soon. We need to switch them out. Oh, you're right. The some of the AELs are still running at like UHV voltage.
Yeah, that should probably be upgraded.
I just use the lowest possible energy tier for each recipe as they are dedicated currently. So we just need to we need to make every one of them use UMV lasers and add a data hatch connection, which is actually going to be really painful because I did not plan this out for it. So it's going to be like a spaghetti mess.
Nice.
I guess there is some.
Okay.
There's like actually there's 5 blocks of space, so we can have data banks in here. We can just daisy chain them. It shouldn't be too hard.
Chaining is so nice.
Yeah,
I remember when chaining wasn't possible. That was pain.
I remember chaining copied the data sticks into each hatch.
Oh yeah, that was fun. That was very fun.
We had a cursed chunk in our Stargate base, which kept like reverting if you went into it.
Yeah, that's what data sticks do. I had that
Yeah.
happen with EIGs actually, with like 16,000 seed EIGs.
Yeah, it's pretty good that was changed. Those are also really laggy. Is the limit like 1,000 now or something?
Oh, no, you can easily go to
Oh, I
16,000
mean,
now, but
if you don't have the fluid.
yeah, exactly. You void seeds above 1K. But
Why
I mean, the
was I
fluid is
pinged?
easy enough. You just build one mushroom EIG and then just make weed eggs. And I guess you need spider eyes or something.
I I was pinged, but I do not need to do anything. Right, my bios are finally done, so I can get some renamed things. My inventory is too small. Damn it. All right, let's get this going. This should go in the right spot. Um, why are you not starting? This would be so much cooler if you actually had FPS. That those two are not achievable at the same time. Having a cool base and FPS do not compute. It's either or.
Unfortunately, it would be possible with a NASA PC, probably.
Wait. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay, we have to empty this. The patterns are. They lost all their numbers, so there's this 1x everything.
Oh, oh, right. You gotta be careful with those, by the way. They can crash the server so hard that you cannot even kill it.
What?
That's what happened to me. That's why I DM'd you twice. If you shift click a recipe in and all of the numbers are 1, even though they shouldn't be, and then you click the ×2 button, it absolutely bricks your server.
Oh, great. That doesn't sound very healthy.
Yep, it's not very fun.
Are you also emptying things?
Yeah, I can help you.
There's
I'm
you
just
don't have
gonna
to
go from
go
the other
through
side.
each single hatch. There's a terminal on each of them. Let me show you.
Yeah, that is nice.
So you can just check one of the things that have like a lamp on, and then you can just empty the fluids first, and then you can take everything out from the terminal.
How do you empty the fluids? Just with drums, or
I just use neutronium fluid cells.
yeah, I'm just gonna use drums.
Yeah, same thing basically. Is it scanned? It is. It was used on making the IO harmony, so it has to be scanned. It's just I changed the pattern to switch the wet wares out, and that broke it. I don't know why it breaks it like that. I should probably cancel the craft and I already did, but I'll fix the pattern before we order it again and break everything.
Yeah, and we can just reorder it once all the materials are inserted back into the system.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna
Because
have to
most of it
craft
is
it.
crafted already.
Craft it from scratch because it was missing all the multipliers. So. It's fixed. Oh, this started something. Do you think it's worth going through the effort of switching these existing ALs to the dual interface automation instead?
Don't think so. If it works, it works. No
The
need
thing
to change
is,
it.
if you want to add more ALs, which I kind of want to do because we have 80 spots for them, then we either have to split the patterns because we cannot use the different type of P2P, or we have to keep doing this automation.
Does the dual interface one not work with P2P?
It does, but this thing is using normal interface P2Ps, so we cannot like
Normal
have
P2Ps.
both.
I see.
Yeah,
But that is annoying.
yeah. It might just be easier to switch this 28 to use the dual interface so we can scale everything else with those. Because automation is also easier.
Yeah,
Not
then
that it matters if we
yeah,
use
then
floor
it's
ready for it.
probably better.
Yeah. So the question is, do we need normal ALs? Can we switch everything to AALs?
Technically, yes.
Is the system different with dual P2Ps? It doesn't have these decoders, so you have fluid storage buses instead. And it also means you can empty them easier through the terminal. And it's just much simpler as you only have one subnet instead of 5 per AL. A healthy minus 2.6 trillion. Yeah, Nidus is going to do that because we upgraded the Western backbone to be 140 trillion. It's going to be sending like large packets instead of a continuous stream of energy. Also, I think, yeah, the UMV circuit ALs turned on. Those eat 1 trillion EU per tick when they're running.
Yeah. I mean, we're soon gonna have enough power for those.
Yeah, we'll see if I can make enough for Mark 6 before the 2-day military thing. If not, then next week for sure I will be doing Mark 6. Like this, wait.
Yeah, okay, I think these are emptied. $40 Rugner. That is a weird amount. All right.
Which tier is I found it power positive? I don't
Tier
know. Maybe like God knows.
4-ish, but I'm not exactly sure anymore.
But it's worth using at that point.
No. At tier 4, it should be almost 0. But I think it's actually like at tier 5 or 6 that it breaks even, and then it goes higher and higher. But tier 10 or like Deep Dark Recipe is the main power one.
Hmm. And I think you don't overclock it at all, or do you?
No, for
Anyway,
power,
yeah,
not at all.
yeah. You just break the controller.
And that's why I had 64. 64 of my F harmonies were just for power.
Did you insert the stuff? Can I reorder the cells?
Right? I think the one you're standing on has stuff in it.
Oh, I emptied my cells to the AE already. Okay. Do you have the drum still?
Yep. Yeah, fluids are out. The items out
Sub
as
one
well.
fix still in 2.4.0, or is it fixed? It is still in 2.4.0. I did try fixing it, but Colin said he's reworking the IF anyway, so.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing as with mutes. Don't do anything because
Yeah.
something is coming in the future.
Nice thing about
It's
Dyson
a
is
bit
that I'm the
annoying.
one who's going to be reworking it in the future, so I could touch the existing Dyson. I mean, the change I did was like 2 lines of code, so.
And it was a pretty major bug.
Yeah, I have
I
no
don't
idea.
really know.
Did nobody just look at the code? It was immediately obvious by looking at the formula.
Yeah,
It even
I
it
don't
even
think
says in
anyone
the
wanted to look
comments
at.
that it's the percentage per module per hour, and then the module amount is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Phineas touched it, and then nobody else. But yeah, Phineas
If
made a
Phineas didn't
mistake.
touch it, it would have been actually kind of fine because it would be using 3,600 modules per hour.
Yeah, that would probably be too weak at that point.
Yeah.
That would be pretty bad.
It might be that Phineas did not like realize that it's using too many modules and was like, okay, let me fix that, and then fixed it. But then I was like, okay, now it's not using any modules at all. That's fine.
Or he just didn't test it properly,
That too.
which would not be surprising because not many
The
people
only thing
actually
Phineas did
test stuff.
was made the recipe take 360 seconds at 3,600.
Yeah, I remember him telling me that he wanted to extend it to an hour to make it more accurate or something. But then
I
he
guess, yeah.
probably failed with the formula.
Well, the formula in itself was not applying it to the modules.
Yeah, whatever. It's fixed now.
Yeah. Although I don't think anyone has tried to fix it. I
Yeah,
did
that
run
don't
it in a
think so
dev
either.
environment, but I haven't like balance tested it, of course.
Yeah, I mean, since the PA incident, I don't think anyone is really eager to update.
Yeah. We probably will update at some point. Like we do have a Dyson. It's making about 2 billion EU per tick. So we could probably move
Great.
the Dyson to the overworld and see how the module consumption feels.
I mean, the best planet for it is not Barnard anymore. It's the tier 9 planet. I think it's Horus, that tier 9 planet.
Oh yeah, yeah. But Lin made it, placed it, and it's feeding into the wireless, I believe. And for some reason he may only put like 1,000 modules in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I
much about
guess
not using
that's
Dyson.
fine.
Look, I was against Dyson because it's a debug power chain with no consumption. But now that I actually added some consumption into it, I kind of want to test how it feels now. Because you do now, even if you do give it 4 quantum computers, you do have to make this recipe once an hour. So it's not completely free to run anymore.
Yeah, and if you have multiple Dysons, it is going
Yeah,
to
it's gonna
stack
add
up.
up. It's still miles ahead an actual because it's so much less complex, and you can just autocraft it basically. But it should make the gap slightly smaller. Right, is there anything else we can do?
Not sure.
Yeah, no, just waiting for the Eye of Harmony. Now the actual wait begins. Of course, there's lots of info to upgrade. I added some
Yeah,
Mega ABS here that still need to be hooked up. There's 13 in total, like north of the S lines.
oh, here.
Yeah.
What are these going to be cooking?
I think I'm just gonna do like universal automation for this. I have the separate building for passive stuff, so these are like autocrafting.
Okay.
Probably overkill, but like we had the space, so.
I actually never made a single on-demand Mega ABS. All of them were dedicated.
Huh.
Dedicated passive.
I feel like I only make passive Mega ABS for things that are like used in passive processes further down the line. But like
Oh
making
yeah.
Picoonium and Botmium and things like that, I don't see any point in really passiving it. Actually, Botmium is used for the Tesseracts, but like.
Pachyonium and stuff will be needed in the tens of millions for all the SMDs.
Yes, and this makes it in a few seconds, so.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah.
Reorder fluid cells? True. Let me do that. That's level 6. What? Upgraded fluid canner yet? No, I did not. I did see
The
my
most
image of the
important
fluid
upgrade.
canners. The entire
Why do
base.
you want
We
to upgrade
crafted an
fluid
IF
cannons?
Harmony with 8 EV fluid canners. I made
Fluid cannons are
an upgrade.
fast.
They are. I think they might be sub 1 ticking with EV.
Yeah, easily. Like most recipes are sub 1 ticking at least.
Yeah, but I still made UMV because we can.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty cheap. To be honest, it's one.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Yeah,
even a
UMV
UMV circuit;
machines
it's a
are
UV
cheap at this
circuit.
point.
But yeah,
I've already done.
canners in
Yes.
particular are
All
very
right, this
cheap.
has 256. Wait. IV 4000 laser target attach. Oh crap. That's not even 1 amp of UMV. I would have to shut down this active transformer. Wait, this cutting machine, is this even hooked up anymore? Ah, it is. But why is it? What? Running? Oh, maybe I won't touch it now. It's gonna break something. I'm scared of you and me fluid canners. They won't hurt you. They're very friendly. Where's Tide of Harmony? We placed it north of the fusion fields. We didn't decorate it yet, so we're gonna be decorating it tomorrow with Delano. Look at that, every single recipe in the entire game is 1 tick in UME fluid canner. But remember that the UME fluid canner is gonna be sub 1 ticking quite a lot, so it's a lot faster than an EV fluid canner, even if both 1 tick. Is it working? Yes, it is.
Oh,
Here
the
is
planet changed actually.
What?
Now it's gray. For me at least.
Man, this renderer is laggy.
Yeah, I think it randomizes the planet each time it like gets loaded or something. Or maybe each time the server restarts.
Wait, the renderer broke for me.
Oh, you mean the
I can't-
sphere is full? Yeah, if you do
Yes.
it, if you reload chunks, it should fix itself. Like F3 plus A.
Ah, I see. Weird. Oh yeah, we didn't overclock this at all. We probably should have, but yeah, it's 5 hours for one recipe. So we're just gonna kind of run it overnight and then upgrade it tomorrow. Also,
Oh yeah, it
why
looks
is
like it's
this
64 billion negative actually.
why is this so laggy? It's 60,000 nanoseconds. Is it the renderer? Can I disable it while it's running?
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense. The renderer shouldn't have much to do with it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
true.
why is
It's
it
the
so
server
laggy?
side. Would it be?
It shouldn't be.
I think it's the activated detector. Let me try that.
It shouldn't be this laggy. If I remember mine being like 700
mean,
nanoseconds, even with
Did you
I
see
saw it.
that?
It decreased a
Yeah.
lot. It might be because of the microblocks, like, or I don't know. But it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah,
but
so basically, if you can avoid the activity detector, that's probably better. No, the detector shouldn't care about the microblocks. I do know that the activity
yeah,
detectors are kind of laggy in itself. Like you can see the same thing on the fusion reactors that have it, and also the S lines. So eventually, we do want to
but
get rid of them
yeah,
on the S lines as well.
yeah. I don't know why they're so bad. They weren't for me. I remember them still being like 1,000 nanoseconds, even with the activity detector cover. Maybe something changed because
Yeah,
of
maybe
GPL
they're
or
updating
something.
more aggressively, like every tick or something.
Yeah,
Second
now
IF
it's
harmony
useless, I
when.
think.
I mean, I think we're gonna be crafting the next tier like soon. As soon as we have
Yeah,
enough
the
white dwarf
primitive
matter.
tier. Because the
Mostly we just have to
recipes,
upgrade the ALs.
yeah, the recipes are always better to upgrade. So if we can make tier 2 recipes, we should immediately make tier 2 recipes. There is not much of a point in running lower tier recipes.
Mega IF harmony when. And good luck
Box, just
crafting
add it to the
that.
box.
Oh yeah, Fox module. Perfect OC. Let's go.
30,000 parallel, perfect OC.
20 billion
It
power.
unironically does have that. It is
Wait, what?
so stupid. But
20
yeah,
million
I'm not even
parallel?
joking. It can have like I don't know how much parallel with perfect OC and wireless compat, so you don't even have to do anything. So you can just like encode an entire RF harmony in the box and just have it done in I don't know, like an hour or something, because everything goes so fast. And
Imagine
it does
being so
everything.
bad at the game and you spend 2 months coding a multi that makes everything for you, pretty much.
But yeah, it is so overpowered that it's irredeemable. You cannot add it to the pack in a balanced state. It's impossible.
Yep. I mean, it would be past the Stargate then. It would need to Stargate the craft if you wanted to balance it. And
But
then you
then
cannot,
base is
yeah, you
the
cannot make it
native.
target any harder anymore. Like the Stargate.
Yeah,
There's no
exactly.
point.
Because then you would use the box to make more boxes.
Yeah.
And then you would have everything being done instantly. Your entire base would just consist of box and power gen.
Let's bit retexture this. Spirit blocks. I could make them look a lot better, I think. Them being spheres like this are a bit weird. I guess
I mean,
I
these
mean
are just
the
hectic textures between
yeah.
colors.
Might look into it.
But I like them. I don't mind them at all.
Yes, Chili Clouds Gorge when.
When
Gorge
mutes.
when.
I'm just waiting on mutes at this point.
I'm
And
gonna
I have to
redo it
still
as a
write
mute.
the stupid doc for it.
Oh, yeah, I did it the other way around. I wrote the doc first for Dyson and now I have it coded.
The doc is like halfway done.
Hmm.
But
Is the doc longer
I
than the
had
Dyson doc?
I think it's only one page at the moment. I still have to explain every single upgrade. Did you
Yeah.
see the upgrade tree?
No, I think I see it. The Dyson doc is 7 pages, which actually isn't that long.
I can send it in browser and chat.
There is mutes. Mutes is the rework of all the are how multibox work, all the multi-tile entities. So it's gonna be like a huge rework of basically every single machine in GregTech.
Seconds.
What if I just leave stream open, staring at this controller? 5 hours of Eye of Harmony ticking down 1 second at a time.
Peak content. But yeah, this is the upgrade tree I have right now.
Let's see. Is this a secret or can I show it?
Like, you can show it if you want. It's not perfect. It's not fully finished. I might have to tweak it a bit. But it has the key points I wanted to have.
Which of God's constants comes from stellar field to keep us alive? Is stellar. Oh, right. Okay, residue is the fuel. Is it like on the UIV multi? So you use it to make the
Yep,
UMV circuits? Yes.
that is the idea. And it has like this. It's literally an upgrade
Wait,
tree.
this looks familiar. Isn't this just Antimatter Dimensions?
Maybe, possibly. I mean, I did not copy it. Like, I truthfully did not look at the Antimatter Dimensions upgrade tree while making this.
I
But I
haven't
guess
opened that game
it
in
is
so
biased
long.
towards it.
I can't just stop playing it.
I finished it once. I'm
Did
replaying
you
it.
restart it?
Yep.
Why? Is there
Why
anything
not?
new? I mean, it's the
No,
same
it's
thing.
finished. It won't be getting any updates anymore.
So why didn't you restart New Horizons then? But you did restart Antimatter. What? What's the point?
I really don't know. It just feels fun to do it again.
You want to keep it open in the background? Or in the background?
Yeah, I have it open basically all the time.
Yeah, I have seen that.
But yeah, the main
So how do
parts,
you
there
upgrade
was
this?
like
Like,
4
with blocks? Are
modules.
they like resources somehow? How does this work?
Okay, so I have an idea for it. Like, the idea is you earn points, and there's 5 categories of things you can do to earn these points. Like, one of them would be reach a total amount of power consumed, and then reach a total amount of items processed, feed it materials directly, and there was one more thing, like total fuel consumed by the star or something.
Are you actually
And then you
adding
get,
an idle game in the New Horizons?
I mean, sort of, but I will, I will try to make it skippable if you're like higher tier. But I don't want you to rush it through it. That would be a bit dumb. Like, what I don't want is you to just have the multi immediately and have the last upgrade instantly.
Yeah. So we'll just like use the similar system as the space or the space teams, so that the upgrades are shared, or how does it work?
I would save the upgrades in the controller.
Okay.
That would be
What if you lose
best,
the
I think.
controller due to rain explosion, for example?
Still
Wait,
issue.
so is Scorchment you only make like one ever, pretty much?
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna make two.
I mean, technically, you really don't have to because the last couple upgrades make it completely unlimited. Like, you have
Ah,
unlimited power draw capabilities, unlimited parallel,
I
basically.
see. Does Space Proxy actually do anything in the current state? They do, but they don't have a recipe, so basically no. They are functional though, and I did use them as like the base for the Dyson rework.
Oh, and I saw the singularity thing in your Dyson PR, or Dyson dock, I mean.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd include that. That's what the end node has, like part of it, like the
And no.
singularity part.
Ah, yeah, okay. Oh, nice. Mag matter. Okay.
Magmatter.
Mag matter.
Magnetic.
Oh, right. Yes. Magma matter.
Yeah, so
You should
yeah,
make the
not
mag matter
magma
look like
matter.
magma, just to like confuse people.
That would be funny. MHDCSM2.
Magmatically
But yeah.
contained star matter.
Oh man. But yeah, the idea behind mag matter is that it's like has a way stronger charge than regular matter, so the atoms are a lot smaller. So you can do way more robust things. Like, you could have
But is
materials
that
that are like
like
a
a
million
new
times
material
stronger.
after eternity? Or is it like
I
before
don't
eternity?
know where this should be tiered. I'm
Okay.
not unsure of that at the moment. But it could be after eternity. And eternity may or may not have been an antimatter dimensions reference.
I think it should have its temperature at 3008, 10 to the power of 3008, right?
Oh yeah, 1.79 times
Oh
10
yeah,
to the
that
3,
number. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
If only the material system allowed that. We
You
should
can
make
probably add it
one
like the
allow.
tooltip, kind of like in the tooltip. as
Yeah,
a
that should
string.
work. Because currently it's 0 Kelvin, like all the other stuff. Yeah, at this point nobody cares. At this point nobody cares if it's 0 Kelvin or not.
What if I add
People just
a
accept it.
material with negative Kelvin?
Oh yeah, cryotium
Would
used to have negative Kelvin.
it really? That's I guess it's
Yeah,
fixed then.
but it still has it. The GT++ version.
What? Literally make like makes time go backwards when you feed it.
Yeah, yeah. There's
Instead of look at least as good as
things,
in
I would say.
4. Oh yeah, I've only seen like the like solid ring structure. Have you done anything with that, or is it like still like a solid thing? Does it move? Did you copy the box aesthetics?
No, Ant completely redid the structure,
Okay.
so it
Are
looks
the
very
moving
different
parts?
now. Not
Okay.
yet, but
Do you
it
have a
will.
picture? Can I see that?
Yeah, wait, let me look at the picture.
Only these are stuck again.
Okay, actually, there might not be a full picture of it, just
God
parts of it.
damn it. The fluid cells got stuck again.
Why?
Do we actually not have the data stick?
I sure hope we do. I mean, that would be an easy thing to fix. That would not require unloading the S-lines. If the patterns are correct, of course.
We do have the data stick, yes. So why did it break? Um, oh, wait. Oh, oh god damn it. I got to rename the infinity plates.
No. No.
Okay, you know what? This is an easy fix. I can manually distribute them. It'll take a while, but like I can fairly easily manually distribute them into the 4 slots as they are the last 4. So many skill issues. Please
Okay,
start.
I sent the pictures I have into Baller chat.
We have Harmony running. Yes, it is. Alright, that is indeed a thing.
Yeah, the blocks are gonna be different.
Yeah.
And is making other textures for them. Like apparently, it's gonna be purple.
It's it's hard to see. Is this like 1/4 of it, or
The small part is the part where Beam will like go, and those are the modules that will do the processing. It goes in the outside ring, and there's gonna be 3 inside rings.
let's see? That's basically the Stellaris thing.
Yeah. Yes, I mean I haven't seen that, but it's
Thing.
similar
Do you
to
have the
like.
stream open? I guess I'll post it in Ballerfront. This thing.
Oh yeah, something like that. Yeah, pretty much
The pipes
that.
too? Wait, does it also need to rename the pipes? It does. God damn it. Okay, well, I mean, that's also pretty easy to fix. Let me just get rid of the damn pattern before anything else implodes on me.
What in the world is a Venator or whatever Adam is talking about?
It's the Star Wars, like Star Destroyer, a large capital ship, I think.
Okay. All right, I guess.
Yes. I didn't check if this started. I think it does. This? What are you missing now? Wait. Come on. I am having major skill issues right now getting these ALs to work. Is the SC flatline worth it or not really? It's probably worth if you don't like have a mega flatline that we did. But our mega flatline was so good that we could just use that until we got to the QFT. But it's definitely good if you are like lacking platinum. But here, how is the Eye of Harmony craft going? It's already placed and running, so it's done. But it takes 5 hours to run one recipe, so we're just gonna letting it run for 10 hours, not really doing anything with it.
Yeah, I think we only need 5 recipes for the upgrade.
For the Eye of Harmony upgrade. So tedious fixing these ALs. I have nobody but to blame but me. This time I actually have to go through all the bosses. Not all, but most. How many more do I need to do? Like 12 more. Pain. Requested a mining module Mark 2. Hopefully it actually crafts. Did you only have one Mark 1? Would it be easier to kill the SE with Mark 1s first? I guess if you can afford the Mark 2s, then it might be worth just making everything Mark 2 from the get-go. Also, hello, Diddy. Have you OC'd the Eye of Harmony? No. We probably should have, but our energy input into the wireless is fairly small right now. So we could only like overclock it once or maybe twice. I have a Mark 2 and it's killing my ore proc. It's so fast. That just means you have to upgrade your ore proc. With miners, but that's not an option. It's an option after you get deep dark, but that's quite a lot later. Yeah, I think space elevators are much nicer than the void miners because you can have them in your main base instead of having to load like 10 different dimensions. That should be all from this. Now we have to do all of these. Oh, then the entire dock on stream. Was it an accident? Do you mean the gorge dock? I mean, Cloud said it's fine to show on stream. I mean, the existing dock was like 2 pages, I think. That's been widely available. I don't think I even showed that. I don't think the gorge is exactly secret. Oh, Cloud. I guess he's having internet issues. He left Discord. Hello. He's back.
Oh, hello.
I guess your internet's yeah. Not even 2 a.m. yet. What's going on?
Not sure. They decided to die earlier. Oh,
Hmm?
hello, Adam.
Oh, hello? Hello, Mr. Ape. Are
Hello
you here to
there.
craft the Eye of Harmony faster?
About time to answer my question, GD.
Yeah, my internet just died. Sorry.
Yeah, that should be it.
That's what happens if Gorge explodes. Your internet just dies.
Yeah, sounds like Britain making up excuse. No, we
No,
lost.
I'll make it.
We lost the war because there was multiple nations. My ass.
I mean, except I'm not French.
I don't care.
Okay.
Alright.
The
Very relevant then.
the as it whatever. So what does it do? It delete the map file?
Yeah, it deletes the map file, of course. And it also nukes your
Yeah.
PC.
It's a new game
Let's go.
plus. Release a map file gives you like 1 stacking bonus every time you craft the gorge.
And then you have to restart and then do it all over again.
It make your random rolls to decide if it will delete the system 32 of your computer.
Yeah, you have to give it admin rights, of course. You can't play GTNH without admin rights.
But then that's sus when you make a multi turn it on and it gives you the pop up of do you want to give admin rights to the program.
Oh, that's sus as fuck. You eligible
Would you
if
click yes?
all right.
If you don't give it admin rights, you may not use the multi.
No, you may not learn GTNH at all. Oh no. Oh yeah, Void
Oh
Mana.
no, you can't progress past UIV because you didn't give it admin rights.
Oh, Void Mana are not going to mine only ores, if you see what I mean. They are going to mine the shit of your computer.
Profit.
Oh, Bitcoin. Lovely.
Just
This
profit.
target should wipe your computer clean and tell you to go outside to touch grass. Well, that would definitely reduce the drama in the New Horizons Discard, that's for sure.
Oh, you're just
Oh
an
yeah,
ass. And
the drama
you,
was really fun lately.
I
All the
didn't.
drama is from people who have a Stargate. Coincidence?
I literally didn't read the drama. I just had Boo Boo that came in my private message to complain. Like, oh, they bullied me. They don't want the same thing as me. No, I'm joking. He didn't say that at all. But he did complain about the fact that like 80% of the people want to kick the shit of Mitch. 30 people want to like kick Boo Boo. And 20 people would just want to fuck the hell of Colin. Which I'm surprised that it's not much more, actually.
This other
But
guy. This could be Adam, our resident miner, who was basically our void miner for the first 8 years.
Hold up, are you on stream?
Yes. You are indeed on stream. Say hi
You
to
didn't
chat, I
say
guess.
anything sensitive or something. So
Okay,
it's fine.
I can say some stuff. Okay, sorry. Okay, guy, just assume didn't say any actual shit.
You're fine.
do I
I don't
feel
think you
like-
said anything
Don't worry,
too
you're
bad.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like it's going to end on me again?
I mean, no, you didn't really say anything like that.
Yeah, I
Important.
didn't say anything. Nothing happened. Oh god.
It's fine. It's fine.
For God's fucking sake. Uh, where do I
But yeah,
see?
I was runner up for mod. Sage.
Where the last people that followed me? I think I saw a username in your chat that the people that recently followed me, but I'm surprised they still watch the ballers because most people stopped and they are just new people coming over and over.
99% of that Discord needs to get some bitches,
Yeah,
including me.
I've heard that Blue had some dog shit, mad shit African score at the election of stuff.
What?
What now?
What?
Like let me rephrase. He had some stupidly high positive review for him being in the stuff. Like all people were like, yeah, get him.
Oh yeah, probably. I mean, he got like how many votes? 6 or
I
7?
don't know. I wasn't even actually aware there was a vote.
I think it was only
Yeah,
from
it was only for
staff.
staff.
Yeah.
Ah,
So
okay. Yeah, the other idiot literally like linked me this. Oh fuck. The other idiot literally linked me the staff channel and was like, look in this channel, they say that. I don't have access to that. The
No
fuck is
access.
this? You
But Bluey
motherfucker, I
actually had
can't.
9 votes. Jesus.
yeah, isn't there like 11 staff? So basically everyone voted for him. Who didn't vote for him actually? You see the vote somewhere?
I mean, I don't really. I don't think I should say that on stream, probably.
Oh yeah, I guess. True.
What do you
Yeah, oh,
mean?
yeah, true. It was the kind of
Hold
closed
up,
channel.
I didn't keep track. What were you talking about?
No, we saw the vote results of the staff vote.
I see.
And
I
yeah,
saw.
we know who voted for who.
I saw that Gibno got stuff too.
Yeah, Jim No had
I'm not too
6
sure
votes.
why, but whatever. Okay.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Apparently people like him. Yeah, I mean, yeah, cool, cool.
I'm all
Good for him.
for Blue and Glow, but Gibno like, okay, dude, sure, but why?
Yeah.
Why the
Fun
guy is
fact,
there? Why the
Tyrant
guy
had
is there?
-1 votes.
Wait, what? How do you have negative votes? Huh?
The guy is just standing there, the ball's naked. Just you don't even know why he's there. Why he's there?
I
Okay.
have no idea. I mean, yeah, the staff were able to like either place a tick, like a check, or an X for no. There was only a single X on the vote,
Still,
and that was for
still,
Tyrant.
I'm not
still
surprised
waiting.
to be fair. I don't know why he went right. Like nobody's gonna give him stuff with his behavior.
Still waiting for the poll allowing people to vote for which staff they want to kick out. In order for me to make like 20,000 account to kick the shit of Colin of there.
Why do you want to kick out Colin? He's actually the most reasonable staff member, probably.
Yeah, whatever. I need a beer. Yeah, Shiraban Rusabi is absolutely responsible.
I mean, that wasn't even his fault, to be honest. To be fair.
Yeah. Whatever happened in this cursed world, it's always his fault.
Alright, Adam, we need more
Colin is
hydrogen and
just
helium, thanks.
Yeah, we need what?
More hydrogen and helium.
Like pumping?
Yes.
You want to hear a joke? I
Yes.
tried some testing in single player with this, because I wanted to get as much as possible. And I saw that there was an actual code limit to the Yotank. You can't input more than int max per like 5 tick, I think. Which is
Unfortunate.
which actually can be very slow. And it's annoying me because I was thinking of going like way dumber than this. So I was kinda sad when I realized this.
yeah.
Unfortunate.
But wait,
I
can't you just pump more
I
in
was
with
I was
a
really
yacht
going
hatch or
to
something?
go
Yeah,
mad
yeah.
on
Did you
that.
try Yota hatches? Because that should allow it to have more than.
I think Phineas is filling up a. No, that was a digital singularity. I think.
What
Never mind.
Phineas is again going to broke.
Also,
want to
actually,
fill
the
up
IOTA
a
hatch
fluid
does say
singularity.
2 billion on it, so it might be that it's limited to like what 2 billion per operation.
Maybe.
Yeah, sure. Also,
You
can
know, I
we ban
think
Lean?
I remember there being a bug that I reported where fluid AE used to only recognize max into fluid on yacht tanks, but that got fixed. So I don't know.
Mm.
Hold
So
up,
I
it's
realized
been
we have
3
2
months.
empty holes in our like main lobby. Is there something we could add there?
I
Maybe we
have
could
an idea.
have the super speed AAL there, possibly.
I think I have an idea for you.
Oh
Just
no.
put nukes.
Nukes. Oh god.
Decorative
Fill them with
one,
decor.
obviously.
Volcans. This used to
Fill
be
them with
Volcans. There's
decor.
no point having
Put, like,
Volcans when you
another
have
on them.
Eternal Coil Mega EBFs.
You can just
We
put
could
DTPF there.
actually we could definitely put
yes.
the AS line here because it has direct access to the main LSC, so we can just keep improving the energy hatch very easily. Don't have to upgrade the
What do
backbone.
you want to send fucking 1 million UXV laser hatch in a fucking assembly line?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
We can make the IO Harmony controller in 3 seconds.
Oh, yeah, whatever. Whatever. To be honest, at this point, just
Oh,
fucking
by the way,
sell it.
Adam, there's wireless lasers now for UXV.
Yeah, I saw the
Wireless
other day.
what? Wireless lasers?
Yes, that's why
Huh?
I don't understand why you don't use actually wires.
But
Because
only for
there is
UXV.
Oh, you mean like the multi-amp hatches? I see, I see.
no,
Yeah,
there is
the red ones. The red ones. Or the
there
pink
is
ones, I
actually
guess.
to
Yeah, it's not a
the right.
laser though. It's just very high amp.
That is a laser.
What does your storage
A
consist
million
of?
amp UXV.
So we have this
Just
bank of 260 million cells here, which is actually quite red, which stores most of the items. Then we have this bank here of digital singularities, which have like all the high volume stuff, like everything that's above, I would say 400 million here. You see is on these drives.
look at him lying. This is all just decoration. We actually put everything in Infinity Chest.
We don't
Look
have a
at him.
single infinity chest connected to the mainnet.
Yeah, you're lying.
You mean I'm lying? I built the thing.
They're hidden in under the bathtub.
And yeah, these are the fluid cells. All of them are 16 million, but these are mainly just for like autocrafting. We
Yeah,
have
whatever.
dedicated other things for our storage. A crafting course. I don't. We already have dedicated spot for it here. We don't really need that. I think the AS line is the best thing to put here. So we can like it's a 5 wide thing, but AS line's only 3, so we can decorate it nicely. Except there's this one little problem. This lays. Wait, actually. Oh, never mind. Yeah, we can have the AS line be like right next to this. So we can have a direct connection to the LSC, right? So we can easily pump ridiculous amounts of power into that thing. That's not for today. It is 1 AM, so I think if I have Harmony running, let's go take a last look at that. But yeah, I have Harmony will be running for the next 10 hours. Hopefully we can start the tier. Is it tier 1 or tier 2 that we're gonna do next?
Yeah, we could just call it tier 2. I mean, you don't. It's fine.
Yeah.
We don't have to start at tier 0. It's technically both at once, so whatever.
Yeah. So that's the next thing. So it's
So
nice.
we need to run 5 total recipes for the next tier. That's what I was trying to say when my internet died.
Ah, okay. So it's gonna be have 2 of them run when I wake up. And how do you overclock it? Do you just like add more circuits to it, or?
You need to add a real circuit into the bus. A ghost circuit doesn't work.
All right. So can I actually, if I add it now?
It will overclock the next recipe.
Yeah. So if I add 1, does it overclock it once, or do I need to add 2?
Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna add circuit 1 in the input bus. So it's gonna be done probably before I wake up. And then when I wake up, I'm gonna order another one, and then I'm gonna go to the dentist, come back, and then we order a 4th one, and then we should have enough white dwarf matter tomorrow evening, hopefully. You could build yourself a girlfriend there. I assume this ball has a girlfriend somewhere on this planet. Too bad It would be way too small. Actually, wait, that planet looks pretty dead to me.
That looks Georgios. What the fuck? I didn't know. Hold up,
Oh.
hold up, hold up. Are you telling me we have the Eye of Harmony build?
Yes.
Yeah, it's running.
Neat. I wasn't aware.
Yeah, I mean,
Damn.
we built it like 2 hours ago, so
Let's go.
yeah. I managed to condense the automation down quite a lot, and then it broke. I have harnessed civilization made Stargate and it got destroyed to become material in our AE. Yeah. It would be funny if like the last year of Stargate had a really a small chance of giving like Stargate plates or something.
I think, GD, that if you put someone max health to 0, like forcefully, while he's wearing infinity armor, you're just going to bug the shit of him. I don't think it's going to kill him.
I remember in Project Ozone, I guess that was in Project Ozone 3, so 1.12. But there was a mod called Voidcraft. It doesn't exist on CurseForge anymore. But it had added a dimension that if you went out of it, like if you went above the maximum height limit, then it would start to slowly reduce your max HP. And if it reached 0, even in infinity armor, you just died.
And you could have infinite armor, and it does kill you.
Yeah, because your
Okay.
max HP is 0, so it cannot save you. Because there are
Oh.
like if you would take damage through infinity armor, it gets cancelled, right? That's the first thing. If you get killed through infinity armor, even though you shouldn't be able to take damage, which you actually can, HEE can make you lose HP even through infinity armor. But if your
Yeah.
HP reaches 0 that way, it just gets reset to max instantly. So
Yeah,
you
but
can't die that way either.
since
So I think
it
the
will
only
like
way might be to set your max HP to 0.
yeah, but the thing is that if you put it to max HP, that means that the infinity armor is basically going to trigger infinitely. So that's
Yeah, I do
unlike
remember Bobo saying something about graves being broken after he did that to someone.
yeah, that sounds like some ad player corruption.
Yeah, they couldn't retrieve the grave anymore or something.
Yeah, that sounds like player corruption, bro. Don't do that.
And you also get killed while entering unlinked Stargate. I don't know if it kills you through like infinity armor. Has
Nope,
anyone
that
tried?
don't. No, no.
I tried
You
with Draconic and I didn't die, so I guess Infinity
Yeah.
once target
prevents that as
open,
well.
it just deals a stupid amount of damage. But if you have enough earth, you can actually survive it with no armor.
Oh.
Oh, so then it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need that many earths, actually.
Okay, I have
Just,
found a
I, th-
problem. We are
I think
somehow
you need like
completely
4
out of
left.
saltpeter to make Gelid Cryothium.
B,
Samsal?
where B?
I don't
Samsal,
know.
I must ask something.
Hmm?
Why do you have 3 hearts? Bro, take the cure to cancer. Bro, why do you have cancer?
I thought it would be funny to only have 3 hearts when everyone else is like 30. I used the etheric sword to take my soul. And it hasn't been a problem, so I'm just gonna keep it. I think it's
Are you
kind of
fine
funny.
now? Mr. Stark,
Yes,
I don't
I am
think
as
so,
healthy as
bro.
I can be with my 6 health points.
Sound like some American being like, yeah, I'll scare, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to leave, I think, because I have school starting back tomorrow. Well, actually today, since I crossed midnight, but whatever.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah. And see ya.
I'm gonna also head off pretty soon. I have the dentist tomorrow, so I have to go sleep slightly earlier than usual.
Yeah, I have driving lessons tomorrow, so I'll have to go as well.
Oh, getting your driving license, I see.
Yep.
And I got mine at
Hopefully
like,
finishing it next week. I
that's
really hope.
nice. Yeah, I got mine at when I was 23, so you are earlier than me.
Yeah, I mean, people get it very early here. Like
Yeah.
some people even
I
try
just
for
didn't
it
have
at
any point getting it
17.
as I don't need it to get around. I live in the capital
Yeah,
city, so
same.
the
I'm
public
just
transit is really good.
yeah. Public transit is a Europe moment, I would say. Public
Yeah.
transit is usually good.
Really don't
Think
need
you
a
didn't
driving
see these
license here.
days.
How old am I? I am 24, turning 25 in 3 months.
But yeah, I just noticed you can get cryodium from the cold blaze in an EEC. So that's another way.
Just with the blaze rods. Yeah, we should actually probably do that. How do you get a cold blaze though? I have no idea.
I think there's
A
one in Europa.
boomer. Bro, I'm 24, you can't call me a boomer. What the fuck?
24 is a bit young for a boomer.
If I'm a boomer, then everyone else is a zoomer. Before it's already past prime. Well, if that's the case, then give me your prime subs, I guess, so I can get some prime back.
Shameless.
The Aya farmer is 1/3 done, so I think
Let's
I'm
go.
gonna stall for 4 more hours though. There is no one streaming New Horizons. How unfortunate. You get some prime bitches. Can you order them through Amazon? Actually, I have never ordered anything through Amazon. It's not really a thing in Finland.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I guess it's a thing that it's not like that common for people to just like have Amazon Prime for 1-day deliveries. I don't think you can even have 1-day deliveries in Finland with it. Mostly because of the size of the country, so they can't really guarantee everything.
Yeah, that does
Or
make
like
sense.
it's not really the size of the country, but like the population density. So it only really works in the capital area. Wait 30 minutes, I might go live. I want to go now. When is live harmony support ghost circuits? Probably for the same reason as the plasma mixer.
Yeah, when it checks the slots of the input bus for circuits and then looks at the damage value.
Basically spaghetti goat, I see.
I mean, how else would you do it?
It check the ghost slot as well. No?
You probably could, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
Did the
How?
ghost circuit even exist back when iHarmony was added? It must have, right? It's not. It's
Yeah, I
pretty
think it
old at
did
this point.
exist. Yeah, actually crazy that that is an old feature now.
Yeah. I mean, the talking about autopull is like actually really new. Like it's what it came in 2.3, so it's only one stable old.
Oh,
And
right.
that thing basically revolutionized all autocrafting, which is pretty insane to think about. Like if I still remember in our old Stargate base, we had like the Mega Chem area built with conveyors and interfaces stocking them like 9 stacks a second or per tick.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was so laggy. Then we got the stocking bus even without the auto pull. That was so good. These zoomers don't
Yeah,
know
but
what they have or how good they have the things.
These
Back
zoomers
New
don't know
Horizons
Flask
2 years
automation.
ago. Oh, Flask automation. We actually had to do that in our Stargate world. Like it's actually it ran for so it's actually less than a year old almost the A2FC. I know it's more than a year, but like less than 2 years old. Because we had to switch like mid playthrough from Flasks to A2FC.
I remember like refusing to switch because I didn't want to like redo like 60 Aslands or something.
But I guess you ended up doing it anyways.
Yeah. With Loki, it was alright. Because Botania wasn't in the pack back then.
Can't be that revolutionary. I heard autopull is only good for niche automations. Wait, alright, I guess
But
that's
it's
the
good for
wording they
everything.
used in like the upcoming features that this might be useful for some things. I know every single automation we have uses the autopull. Like literally every single thing that handles items uses autopull because it's just way more convenient handling them as like A2 item stacks instead of normal item stacks.
Yeah, but I feel like there has been like too much quality of life features, like quality of life.
Yeah.
And the pack
And
has
they-
gotten so much easier.
Yeah, and they keep trying to add even
Like,
more
it
things.
is
Like
so easy at
I
this
really
point.
don't like the cribs. Like, it's just completely trivialized late game automation.
Oh, it does. It does everything, which
Yeah.
is
And now they're adding the stocking hatch, which is just like another blow to the things that automate. They're like, you
it's
don't even have to
really
think
like,
anymore. It's just do the copy the exact same setup for every single machine, and it just completely parallelizes perfectly.
yeah, we should stop doing this. And level maintainer as well. Level maintainer also made
Yeah,
everything.
you had ways to do that before, and now just added this in one block. I don't know.
Yeah, level
It's
maintainer
quality of life, sure, but
actually,
it's just like it's just better.
yeah, level maintainer incentivizes lazy automation because you do not have to do passive setups at all. You can just
Yeah.
reuse your auto crafting for everything.
That's part of why we only have one level maintainer for CPM circuits, and that's it. Because I like setting up like actual, like dedicated buildings for passive setups. Actually, wonder did the B gate use level maintainers like a lot, and also the Tesla run? Because I feel like if you use your auto crafting for all the passive stuff, you might feel like you want to overclock things so your passive things are not taking up time from your auto crafts. So that might be a reason why people thought they have to OC everything so much.
Maybe. Yeah, that could maybe be it.
I'm not sure if they use the level maintainers that much, because it is only 5 items, I think, for each. They would need hundreds of them. I think badges did say that they are quite laggy when you have too many, so I don't think they use them for everything.
Yeah, I mean, they still suffer from the same thing that the crafting cards do in export buses
Yeah, having
or
to
in
simulate the entire
interfaces.
thing. Yeah, I think that's
exactly.
part of why our TPS is still so good, because we actually do not have any like auto crafting for our passive stuff except for the CPM circuits.
Yeah, full passive is a lot better TPS
Mhm.
wise.
And it's
Yeah, but people are
also
lazy. That's why they don't want to do that.
that's why they don't want to supply anything for their power chain, just want free power. Like Tyrant liked the joke that I call the Dyson, or used to call the Dyson, the debug power chain, but it literally is. You build it and you don't need to feed it anything, and it just gives you power.
I mean, not anymore, at least.
Yeah, not anymore, of course. Now I'm kind of halfway fine with the Dyson, as you actually do have to supply it with a little bit of things. But like before, you build it, and it was very very cheap to make in UMV already, and you could just like schematic copy it 100 times for basically infinite power for no cost. As evident from Ramsey doing it. Building full Dyson
That
around
wasn't
Star will be
totally
harder than
deviant.
Gate. No, we after the rework, I don't think Dyson is gonna be harder than a Gate, because you need the Dyson to make the Gate, so it makes sense to have it harder. Yeah. Anyways, I have Harmony running. So actually, let's look at the dock. So the last thing in the dock was Mark V Nakoda Fuel, which was 21 days ago. So nothing has happened tech-wise for 3 weeks. I guess we did have some people playing in those 3 weeks. It's just the IFR was such a large craft, so we had to upgrade basically all of our auto crafting with the power we got from Mark V. It took so long. But I think now we can get one new tier every like 1 or 2 weeks, I would guess. The first tiers are probably gonna be faster, right?
Yeah, the first ones are faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they are gonna get a lot more expensive. Like
Yeah.
each tier is gonna be more expensive than the last. You can look at the recipes; they do scale up.
It always is 2x, and it always is 2x. Oh, I'm only looking at the stabilization field trends.
Yeah, the other ones scale harder.
Yeah, okay, so the field generator always gets one new item. Oh, wait, no, it just gets one more digital singularity.
Yeah, the QFT blocks change, and you need more and more infinity chests.
I see. Doesn't look that bad. Like, our auto crafting is so good that basically only S-line time is gonna be the bottleneck, I think. It's a very like easy way to upgrade. When we get more power, we just give more OC or more parallel to the ALs, and that makes IF Harmony faster. I think the process setup we have is way faster than needed where it is. How many IF Harmonies are you aiming for? More than 64, but less than 100, I would say.
I mean, 64 was way overkill. To be honest,
Okay.
it was. I just made it for power.
Ah, okay. And I guess you didn't even use the power.
No, I have like 60 sextillion EU left over.
But what do you mean? Everyone else is complaining about not having enough power in late game.
Let's make more IF Harmonies, SMH. If they can spam dices, then they should be also able to spam IF Harmonies.
I have no idea how Amp managed to power fail their base like daily almost.
Yeah, I have no idea. The B run also managed to do that, so no idea how.
They probably just abused the wireless and gave each like AL 1 million MU on hatch or something, or even more than that. Because they wanted the numbers to be small. Are these
But yeah,
QFs
both
still
amp
running?
and badges are completely gone
Oh. Since when?
since today.
Oh. Did they say that? Like they are done with the pack or what?
Yeah, badges did say that in the B run server.
Is it because of the recent drama or?
Yeah, because of moderation.
Hmm.
Because they didn't get the mods they wanted, so they just
Of course.
yeah, happens. But yeah, MetaDev is also open to Stargate players now. So another incentive to get Stargate.
All right. So now we need another exclusive zone if you have the baller row. Anything can be there alone with Colin, I guess.
And Sintkin. Sintkin also has the baller role. We should get access to staff chat, honestly. If you've made gate twice, then you should have access to staff chat.
Yeah. Probably spend more time on the pack than the staff have at that point. Chinese
mean, some
Stargate
staff-
players will make
I-
leg viable again. Yes, for sure.
Oh god. Oh god.
The thing is, like, it feels the Chinese try to play the pack as strong as possible.
Yeah, they play it completely differently.
Try to break it in
interesting.
every single scene.
Like it is actually interesting that they play a different pack at this point. Like they add their own mods and just play the way they want to. There's even like a complete different fork of GTNH.
Like, what?
It is called like GTNH no nerfs or something.
Bruh.
They just remove nerfs they don't like.
I guess it's not a PvP game, so it's fine, but like, that's still kind of cringe.
But yeah, leg did kind of get nuked. It not accepting lasers made it worse, I guess, a lot worse, but leg should not have been that good in the first place. Like leg was literally a trade-off between TPS and power because you had to spam like golems.
What?
But yeah, if you sacrifice like 30 MS, then you could get like billions of Upertic for free.
That's so dumb. There was some cringe post and issues on GitHub a few days ago. I think I did see that. I don't
Yeah,
remember the
Amp
specifics.
posted a PR that increased Dyson output by 1,000.
No, the Chinese people.
Oh,
Yeah, they had some complaining as well, but I don't remember the PR.
I mean, there was a PR to add heat bonus to the Vulcanus, but I don't think that's it. I mean, that was
Can I
made by
find it
the
here?
box author.
Wait, what? Actually adding things that are useful.
Apparently.
Oh, there it is. I found the thing. I can post it in Voltron. It's already close, but
What is this?
some Chinese, I think, got annoyed at the Chinese versions of New Horizons and wanted like some
Oh,
like
this one.
yeah, some integration so that you cannot run New Horizons with modifications or things like that.
Right, I saw this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is funny.
Yeah. It's wild what they do.
But yeah, at the end of the day, they can play the way they want. Just don't expect Stargate roll.
And
That's
also
all.
don't expect the changes to make it in the main pack, like the box.
Yeah, the boxes. Yeah, and the textures were also very.
Oh
Very
yeah, I
interesting.
remember. I don't know why they even tried opening with those textures in the thing. Full of copyrighted stuff and like some NSFW stuff as well. I'm running EMC to my run. Okay, run denied. No Stargate roll for you. Stargate no box plus only no A. Wait, was it the box? So you could only encode like one recipe, so it was kind of like a call. So you would have to spam it if you want to do more than one thing.
It does.
Yeah.
It does one output. It can do all recipes in the chain if you have the upgrades for it, but
Yeah.
it can only do one output. So
It
you
was
would use the
basically
box to make more boxes, basically.
Yeah. So it actually made up spammable mega multi. That's like intended to be spammed, right?
And replace every multi in existence.
Yep. Right. Okay, I really have to head off. And there's nobody streaming feels bad, man, so I have to just end stream. Oh no. Yeah, tomorrow we shall be decorating the Eye of Harmony with Delano. It'll be pretty late as well. I have one assignment I have to do. So probably in about 20 hours or so. Yeah. See ya tomorrow. Bye.